Have you ever wondered why sometimes it's so difficult to get out of issues? It becomes very difficult to get out of scenarios or situations that are difficult, stressful, and sometimes instead of actually getting out, they take you down. Now this week, this being my very first Monday of this week, I'm going to be teaching you on how to strengthen your mind, how to make your mind strong, and we're going to be basing it on what God really actually says about that. If you go to your Bible in the book of Ephesians chapter number 6, verse number 10, the Bible says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power." Be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. It also goes on and says in 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 7, it says, "But as for you, be strong and courageous, for your work will be rewarded." And then finally, in 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 13, it says, "Be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, and be strong." Now you notice in all these scriptures, there's one word that is being repeated again and again and again. And not just in this scripture, but you'll actually find this word in many other scriptures in the Bible, and that's the word strong. The word strong or the word strength. Why is it important that God will emphasize time and again that you need to be strong? We look at different scenarios in the Bible where God is commissioning people to do particular tasks. And in those places we see most of the time he's telling them, be strong and be courageous. Now the reality is, and the truth of this whole issue is, the biggest place in your life that you need to be strong is in your mind. You can be strong physically, you can be strong in other aspects of life, but if you're weak in your mind, you'll find that your life will always be in shambles. Your life will never be good. So it is crucial to understand that the strength of the mind is extremely important. In Romans 12 verse number 2, part B of it says that renewing your mind or renewing your way of thinking. God is extremely concerned in as far as your thinking is concerned, in as far as your the condition of your mind is. And why do I keep on saying issues of the mind? I know I've done other videos where I've again talked about issues to do with the mind. Time and again, I keep on repeating issues to do with the mind. Why is it so important? It is so important because your mind holds the capacity to drive your life forward. It is your mind which has the ability to make you move. It is your mind which has the capacity to make you grow or progress in as far as your life is concerned. Which basically means if your mind is not okay, then your life generally will not be okay. You have issues with everything. You will have issues with relationships. You will have issues with development. You will have issues with your financial status. You will have issues in as far as your normal day-to-day work is concerned. You will have issues in as far as your health is concerned. I mean, the mind basically carries everything that is called your life. And therefore, this week, for the next 5 days, in this channel, every day from 9 o'clock, the whole of this week, starting today, which is a Monday, I will be talking to you on issues to do with strengthening your mind. I believe when you understand what I'm teaching you and you practice what I'm teaching you, not only will you find yourself living a better life, but you will also see yourself improving in as far as many things, including your financial status in your life, is concerned. Now, today I want to talk to you on 6 ways to develop mental strength and resilience. Now, when you talk about resilience, we are talking about the capacity to be able to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. We are also talking about the ability to spring back or to bounce back from scenarios quickly. You know, the problem is whenever somebody does not have resilience, you will normally notice people who don't have resilience tend to fall back and completely get destroyed. People who don't have resilience, when things come, instead of them falling and rising up again, what they do is they fall and they stay down. But I want to believe, as I talk to you and as I teach you on 6 ways on how to develop mental strength and your resilience, you will be able to adapt something that is going to help you to rise up again. There's a high possibility I'm talking to somebody who is actually right now, as I'm speaking down, down because of one thing or the other that has happened in your life. You're down because of a situation that has pushed you down, either because of a divorce that occurred, or because of a death that has happened in your family, or because of a financial crisis that you're probably going through right now, or if you're a minister or a pastor, because of some leadership wrangles and issues that are going on there. I want to assure you that as you listen to me for the next few minutes, these few things that I'm going to mention to you, I believe very strongly are going to help you, because you need to rise up. You need to bounce back. You need to understand that you need to have that resilience in your life that enables you to continue even stronger in as far as whatever it is that you're doing is concerned. So what is the first thing that you need to know when we talk about developing your mental strength? Number one is that you must cultivate a growth mindset. That is where we must begin. We must begin with developing or cultivating a growth mindset. Now, what does a growth mindset mean? A growth mindset means that you must understand that in this life that we are living in, we live a life where we learn things on a daily basis. You must intentionally and you must deliberately decide to grow yourself mentally. How do you grow yourself mentally? Number one, you grow yourself mentally by listening to mentors, listening to people who are teaching you, listening to teachers who are training you and teaching you different things. That's one way you learn or you develop yourself mentally. The other thing is by you reading and studying for yourself. In fact, my Bible is very serious about that. Paul, writing to Timothy, he says that you must study to prove yourself. In other words, you must take time to read. You cannot live on this planet today without information. If you live without information, you are going nowhere. You will not move from your village. You will not move from your town. You will not move from your city. You will not move from your place if you are not learned, if you are not reading. Now, the beautiful thing today about learning is that you don't need to go to a school to learn. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, we have a lot of resources that are available online. We have a lot of resources that are available on YouTube. We have a lot of resources that are available on internet. I mean, you have so much information around you that it's only an excuse that can exclude you from learning. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you have a connection in terms of internet or in terms of connectivity, in terms of Wi-Fi. There is no reason why you cannot take time to read, to study, and to look for information, because the more you load yourself with the information, the better you become mentally. So the first thing is that you must cultivate a growth mindset. Learn things, learn from people, learn from things around you. Let your daily life be a life of learning. I have some friends that I know that tell me that there is no way they can finish a day without reading a chapter or listening to something or doing something in as far as getting more knowledge is concerned. And believe me, when I look at those friends of mine in comparisons with those ones that do not do that, the truth is that there is a big difference between them. The way they reason is different. The way they talk is different. The way they think is different. Their way of understanding things is different. Why? Because they are taking time to develop themselves. They are taking time to grow themselves mentally. So you must, the first very important thing, if you're going to actually resonate back, if you're going to come back, if you're going to rise up again, if you're going to move on further than you're moving right now, the first thing is that you must cultivate a growth mindset. That is number one. The second thing is that you must develop emotional regulation skills. What does that mean? Developing emotional regulation skills. What that basically means is that you must take control of your emotions. You must come up with ways and means in which you handle your emotional outburst, in the way you react emotionally. Some people, unfortunately, they are controlled by their emotions. There are people who get into scenarios where they say the wrong things in the wrong place because they cannot be able to handle their emotions. There are some people who make reactions in certain ways simply because they are not able to control their emotions. Now, my Bible tells me that we must have self-control in everything that we do. Why does the Bible need to emphasize on us having self-control? It is emphasizing issues to do with self-control because the Bible or God knows that when you do not manage your emotions, then you cannot live peaceably with people. That's the first thing. Number second, you cannot be able to have stability of your mind. Some people will cry when they are not supposed to be crying, laugh when they are not supposed to be crying. Why? They are not able to manage themselves. Some people will insult, will curse, will say things they are not supposed to say. Why? Because they are not able to handle their emotions. Some people will have anger outbursts. They get angry on various things here and there. Their tempers are always high. And because of that temper, because of that anger, they are not able to progress in as far as life is concerned. So the second thing is that you must develop skills within yourself to regulate your emotions. Please don't allow your emotions to become barriers to your progress. Don't allow your emotions to become hindrances to where you're going or to the moves you're making. Don't allow your emotions to cause you not to achieve the things that you so much dream about and the things that you so much desire to do. We have so many people that have been hindered by their emotions, and therefore you must develop the emotional regulation skills. You must have something in you that is able to guard you from outbursts that are not supposed to be there, or things that are not supposed to be there, emotions, moods that are not supposed to be there. You must come up with ways of dealing with them, curtailing them, cutting them, just dealing with them so much so that they don't hinder you from progress. Number 3, and this is very important when we talk about developing mental strength. Number 3 is that you must come up with goals in your life that are realistic. Listen to me. Don't get yourself into dreaming and setting goals that are unachievable, or right now you have no capacity to achieve them. The problem when you have goals or you come up with goals that are unrealistic, what happens ultimately to you is that those goals tend to discourage you. They tend to make you look like a mediocre. They tend to make you look like you don't know what you're doing. And at the end of the day, they distress you so much that you ultimately find yourself giving up and not wanting to do anything in as far as life is concerned. You must understand, to eat a whole elephant, you don't eat it in one bite. You eat it bit by bit. If you have been given a whole elephant and you are told to eat it up, you don't eat all of it in one biting. No. It doesn't work like that. How does it work? You start bit by bit. So when we talk about setting goals, you need to start getting into goals which are reasonable, goals which are achievable, goals which you can be able to take step by step towards them. In fact, sometimes it's not even good to keep on making so many goals in as far as life is concerned. Sometimes it's just good to have one. Just have one thing, focus on it and make it happen. And after it happens, go to something else. Personally, in the beginning of the year, I decided I'll not even write down resolutions. I had written them, but I destroyed them. There's a video even I did where I was saying that I'm destroying my resolutions for the year. Why? Because I said all these things that I'm listing down, the truth of the matter is by February, none of them will be happening. Some of them probably will be distressing me, but I said, no, I don't want to do this. I just want to focus on one thing and focus on it, do it and do it well until I see results in as far as whatever it is that I focused on is concerned. Number 4, how do you develop strength within yourself? Is that you must strengthen your support systems. You must strengthen your support system is the 4th thing. What does that actually mean? That means actually you must strengthen the things that surround you that have to do with where you are going. That could be in terms of your relationships. That is so key in terms of your relationships. If you have people who are not going where you're going, you need to get out of their lives, or they need to get out of your lives. If you are in a bus that is going in the opposite direction, what do? You get out of the bus. Let the bus go there and you go to wherever you are going. Now, there are people who are in your life that you need to remove. There are people who are not going with you. There are people who are there to discourage you. There are people here who are there to just simply quench and kill the vision that you have and the dream that you have. Those are people you don't want to move around with. There's a story in the Bible, in the book of Exodus. I am sorry right now, I don't remember the exact chapter, but you can find it. It's just coming into my mind as I speak, as I'm speaking to you right now. There is a man called Korah and I think Dathan in the Bible, who were actually moving the children of Israel as they moved from Egypt. But Dathan and Korah were having very negative attitude. They were always giving negative energy. You know, every time something was happening, they would be there giving the people negative energy. In fact, they were so influential and negative that they one time actually made the children of Israel to come up with a calf of gold and caused the children of Israel to start worshiping the wrong God, you know, while they were in the wilderness. But now listen, when God decided it is time to do away with Korah and Dathan, the Bible says the ground opened and it swallowed them. There are times in life where you just have to have the ground open and swallow some of those people who are bringing negative energy to you. There are people who need to be deleted from your life. They need to disappear, because as long as they are there, they become a problem. You have to strengthen your support system. Identify people who are actually for you. Identify people who are going your way. Identify people who are encouraging you. Those are the people you want to linger near them. The other thing in terms of support system, look at things that are actually helping you develop on a daily basis. A few minutes ago, I've talked about developing your mental capacity in terms of learning and what have you. If there is something that is near you that enables you to move on and on and on, move into it. If there are groups you can be able to join that are able to strengthen you, join those groups. Whether it's in the financial field, or it is in the spiritual field, or it is in whatever field that you're involved in, you need to have people who are around you whom you can consider as their support to you. The beautiful thing about support systems is that they make you or help you to move a bit more faster and about more quickly than you're moving right now. It is good to identify you, and especially considering the niche you are in or the thing that you're involved in. If you are in a particular department or in a particular thing that you're doing, whether it's in whatever field it is, I don't want to start breaking them into what kind of fields, but you know what it is that you're doing. Get people who are in the same strength, get people who are in the same field. Identify with them, get hold of them, and start working with them. Number 5, and very important, is that you must step out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your enemy. Listen to me, let me repeat again. Your comfort zone is your enemy. Whenever you get too comfortable, my friend, I tell you the truth, you will not go anywhere. Life is not about comfort. Life is not about ease. Ease is not a good friend. I know there are many people who like everything easy. We are living in an era where everything once is being made easy. You know, everything is micro. Everything is fast. We want to do things quickly, and that's fine. Technology has enabled us to do a lot of things, and that is very fine. But listen to me, if you're always looking for ease in everything, then you might not go very far. Because people who are always looking for ease are people who don't allow their minds to think, are people who are not willing to fight for that which is theirs, are people who are not aggressive enough to break the doors that need to be broken or the walls that need to be broken. There are people who will easily give up. Ease is not your friend. Comfort is not your friend. So many people like being in the comfort zone. They don't want to be disturbed. They don't want to be pushed at all. And I tell you the truth, people who are in comfort are people most of the time who are living an average life, who are living a mediocre life. I'm telling you the truth. Why do I say so? Because comfort is not your friend. Comfort is actually your enemy. Now, when we talk about comfort, I don't want you to misunderstand this. When I talk about comfort, I'm not talking about living a comfortable life. You know, you will live, when you get money, for example, and you're rich and you're wealthy, you have all the things that you need, it makes you live a comfortable life. That's a different thing. But then when I'm talking about comfort in this area, I'm talking about you boxing yourself in a situation where you are saying, I don't want to be disturbed. I just want to stay here the way I am. I'm just okay. That is what we call the okay position. Just the average position. You are okay. You're hiding yourself in that box and you are saying, I don't want people to disturb me. I don't want anything else. I'm just fine the way I am. That's what I'm calling the comfort zone. It's a place where you don't want to be rubbed in any way. But listen to me, when you get out of comfort zone, it basically means you're willing to fly. It basically means you're willing to run. It basically means you're willing to do that which needs to be done to take you to the place you're supposed to be at. Comfort zone will become your enemy, but when you get out of it, you will usher yourself into a place of being comfortable. Into a place of being comfortable, because you have to be comfortable. You have to live well, dress well, eat well, own things, own your properties, own your cars, own your houses, own your planes or jets or whatever it is that you want to own. You can do all those things. They bring an element of being comfortable. But listen, for the people who have achieved that, if you talk to them, you will realize all of them came out of their comfort zones. They came out of the mentality of being average and being just okay, and they decided they are going to go for it. And then finally, you must develop a certain routine in your life. You must develop a daily routine in your life. Now, why is it important to say that? It is important to say that because whenever you keep on repeating things again and again and again, they make you to become, I've mentioned a few things here in terms of cultivating your growth mindset. When you want to grow mentally, you have to have a certain routine on a daily basis. You have to decide, this is the way my life is going to be on a daily basis. Arrange yourself in terms of when you are doing what, the times you are doing some particular things. There are things you must do repeatedly in your life. There are things you must do again and again and again until they become part and parcel of you. Some of us who are speaking to you or training you or mentoring you, we did not just become this just like that. No, it has taken years of doing it again and again, developing myself again and again, taking time to read, study, and then learning how to say it, how to say it. You see, you can never become an achiever in life if you are not having a continuous exercise, a continuous routine of doing things again and again and again. In the financial world, you must have a routine of saving, a routine of investing, a routine of doing whatever it is that you do in terms of developing yourself. I hope this is making some sense to you in this video. Now listen to me. It is important to develop yourself in your mindset. The Bible is telling me, finally, be strong. Be strong in the Lord. Be strong and in the power of His might. It says to me that you need to be strong, you need to be courageous, so that you can be able to do the work you're doing, and so that work you're doing is ultimately rewarded. You can never get rewards until your mental strength is there. Mental strength is the doorway, is the solution to your struggles and your poverty, if you're in poverty. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to me. Those are the 6 ways to develop mental strength and resilience. Tomorrow, which is going to be Tuesday, I will be talking about more ways, and we will be dealing with different ways in which you can strengthen yourself. Now, if you're here for the first time, you have not been in this channel, thank you so much for tuning in and listening all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. But I'm asking you one thing, kindly subscribe. And please, all of you who have already subscribed and you're listening to me, including the ones who are going to subscribe right now, I want to ask for I have one request for you. Kindly below there, I want you to make a comment and write, I have subscribed. Let me know that you have actually subscribed. The way this thing works is that when you subscribe, sometimes it's not easy for me to know who has and who has not. So please, if you subscribe, just write on the comment, I have subscribed, and I will really appreciate. Thank you so much. Like and share this video with somebody else, and let's meet again. Every day I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time here in the US, and I want you to know I am here for you. Kindly, let's meet in the field of the millionaires. See you in the next video, and bye-bye.